Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City just a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the area, or if you're looking at investing in a rental property, give us a call at 423-930-8003, and we will look forward to helping you. Now, let's get to today's episode. It is a beautiful August day here in Johnson City. It's a little cooler today. I'm a little sadder today. We moved Christian, our last child, into college today at ETSU, so we are empty nesters officially. So that's settling in like it would literally happen an hour ago. So if you guys will pray for me, that'd be great. But I've got some good news that's going to make me feel better, and because I've got this wonderful lady sitting in front of me, Miss Erica Turner, with Green Meadow Cleaning. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for all you guys do to keep Johnson City clean. And thanks for being a part of this today.
Well, thank you for having us.
I'm super excited.
I am too. I'm very excited. And yes, it is a beautiful fall August
It's kind of
day.
feels fall. It was 56 degrees when I was leaving the gym this morning. It was chilly. All right. Johnson City Living. You live in Johnson City. What is your favorite thing about Johnson City?
My favorite thing about Johnson City is the people.
The people.
The people. And there's something for everybody here. Like if you want to hike, you can do that. If you want to look at the mountains, you can do that. I love the way, and when we moved here in 2013, that was one of the cool things. Because where we lived at, they didn't do this. But they shut down the roads here for festivals and parades, and it's just
Where'd you guys live
incredible.
before where they don't do that?
Richmond, Virginia area.
Richmond?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name who's singing the Richmond from Richmond song?
What is his name?
He's so good. I like him. So how did you get from Richmond to Johnson City?
Great question. That was an accident as well. So we actually had went through a lot of things the years previous, and we had lost my mom and lost my father-in-law, and we decided we wanted somewhere that embraced more of that simplicity culture in the mountains, and it was kind of a healing period.
Yeah.
And we had actually tried South Carolina. I think we even went to the beach, not moved there. We visited to see if it would work. And then we decided Johnson City, it was on the map. Let's just try it. Never been here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came here and just fell in love with it. So, and while we were here, we spent a week. And we actually found 2 places that we could rent. Of course, we only chose one. And here we are. And we went back to Richmond, got our stuff, and came back. And
When did you move here?
2013.
Okay, so you've been over a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it's just been amazing. I have embraced all the simplicity in the mountains and just the peacefulness. And it's been huge.
We call it God's country, and we really think it is.
I think it is,
we
too,
are
because
in God's country.
Where I used to live,
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't sit on the front porch and see a mountain.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just something about that.
Did you grow up in Richmond?
I did.
Okay.
I was there all my life.
Nice.
And so it was a little bit different. And it's still not too far away. So if we want to go back and visit friends and family, we're still close enough where we can do that.
Yeah, it is not too far.
No.
Tell me your first job you ever had.
My very first job.
Sure.
Okay. It was Rose's department store.
Oh, yeah.
I was 16,
Nice.
made $3.85 an hour.
Oh, I love it.
And I thought I had it made.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't know any better, did we?
No, we did
we're
not.
getting
No.
rich.
I don't even know. I don't think there's very many Rose's department stores even left around.
Mhm. I think there's one in Elizabethton, or there was. Is there still Elizabethton? Rose? No, Mitch is saying no. He's our Elizabethton know-it-all over there.
Yeah, and that used to, where we lived, that was like the place to go,
Mm-hmm.
like to go shopping. And then they just all started disappearing.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys like to do for fun here in Johnson City?
For fun here in Johnson City. So I love the restaurants. There's so many different restaurants here that you can't find other.
I know. It's
Other
so
places.
good. Yeah. What's your favorite restaurant? Like where's your all's go-to if you're trying to
Oh,
Like, oh, well, we're going to go there again. Man, we've eaten here like 4 times this month.
where? I know we like the label.
Yeah.
I just recently had the food truck over at Tennessee Hillsborough Distillery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was really good too. And since we're close to it, we might go back there tonight.
Yeah. It's just down the road.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many good things.
There are so many good ones.
There really are. And I can't pick just one.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah. We've got a lot of different varieties, which is great.
That was kind of like when your husband asks you what you want for dinner.
Right.
Like,
you just go,
I don't know, pick one.
well, right. I kept joking around. We should come up with a restaurant called It Doesn't Matter to Me and I Don't Care, and so we could just go to, you could have 2 of them. It doesn't matter to me.
There is, where we used to live, there is actually a restaurant/bar there called I Don't Know.
I don't know. That's a good one. I think you could, if this cleaning gig doesn't work out, you just do that.
That's what I'll have to do.
All right. So tell me about Green Meadow Cleaning business. How did this get started?
So when we moved here, we were like I said, we were embracing all the simplicity and everything that Johnson City had to offer. It is a little bit slower paced where we lived at. And we didn't start at office cleaning. We decided while we were here, because I don't even thinking back, I don't even think the intention was to necessarily stay here long.
Right.
And so we decided we were going to start mowing yards.
There you go.
That's what we were going to do to pay the bills. And I actually ended up getting a full-time job here as well, because mowing the yards doesn't do a whole lot. And
got to mow a lot of yards.
yeah,
100 miles, 14. Yeah.
A lot of yards. And so I ended up, I think it was the first year we started that in 13. Like we immediately just started mowing yards, just living kind of that simple life. And then that first year, that first winter, was like, mowing yard. We can't mow yards now. There's no grass.
What are we going to do?
That's all dead.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute.
So I had followed a lot of like contractors and stuff on social media, and I had reached out to one of them and was like, hey, y'all have got beautiful homes. I see y'all are flipping. This is what we do. I had no intention. I always said I would not do residential cleaning. Like, I didn't know if I would be comfortable with that or not. So we started, so they actually called us in. We met with them and we started cleaning their remodels.
Gotcha.
And then it wasn't long before the people in their office was like, well, can you clean our house? Can you clean our house? Can you clean our house? And I was like, okay. And so that's what we did. And like I said in the beginning, the people here, when we first moved here, I can remember we went into somewhere, we found a place while we were here visiting, and we walked in and the people were like, well, there they are. How y'all been? Never even been there, like didn't know a soul. And it was always like this community.
Yeah.
When we started that business and they knew kind of our background story, they just took us in and was like, well, here, I've got work here, I've got work here, I've got work here. And then it was 2016, I had to have a surgery. So I had a friend who, she helped us. And I was like, I could get used to this. I could get used to this. And then, so it just grew from there, and it's just been growing ever since. We did eventually, we don't mow the yards anymore. We did stop doing that.
Yep.
And we did some handyman stuff and painting stuff, but we finished doing that. And here we are. It's been a wild journey.
Yeah.
Super wild.
Where did the name Green Meadow come from?
All right. When we lived in Virginia, remember I told you, I had mentioned that my mom had cancer and his dad had cancer. And there was this farm out there from the people that we rented from there. And they called it Hidden Treasures at Green Meadow Farm or something, way out in Richmond. So they had actually, this is before we got into going to like church and stuff like that a lot. They would have Bible studies over there. And they had a little retreat over there. So they would invite us and they'd do suppers and things like that. Well, my mom, who had gotten diagnosed with cancer, actually went over there one time for one of the dinners. And that's where she gave her testimony.
That's cool.
And I was like, so when we decided to start the lawn care, we couldn't come up with the name. And we're cruising through Johnson City and there's a road called Green Meadow Lane or something. I was like,
been down that one.
I mean, if it had been
it's just meant to be.
Yeah. So it was like, well, let's just do that and we'll eventually change it because we weren't copying. I mean, we weren't copying theirs. It was a total different
Right.
way out there. But then this name, everybody started knowing the name, so we just kept it.
Yeah. And so you guys just clean now.
Yes,
Do you do commercial buildings as well as residential, or
we
mainly?
do.
Okay.
But I am so passionate about work-life balance and people embracing that simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even along with the clean homes, it's like that just gives you that one less thing you have to do.
Yeah.
So we do commercial. We have a lot of commercial that we actually do, but we have to fit it in those business hours because we also don't want our teams and technicians working nights and weekends. That's
Gotcha.
time for their families.
Yeah, and a lot of commercial people want you out of there after hours, or come in after hours. So
And we used to do it, but it was like it was taken away from very important family time.
Sure. Yeah.
And that means a lot.
Yeah.
The family time means a lot.
That's why we do it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your family.
So I have, of course, I have my husband, John. I have 3 children, 10 grandchildren.
What?
Yes. It doesn't look like it, does it?
No.
Um,
I've got 0 grandchildren so far. So
some of those,
you and I are the same age, it looks like. So.
Yeah. Well, some of the four of the grandchildren are bonus grandchildren.
Nice.
But they're still our grandchildren.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's that family. And then my sister, who lives in Richmond. Funny thing is, she decided after we moved here and started this cleaning company, she wanted to start one too. So she has her own cleaning company over in Richmond.
Same name? A little franchise?
No. Well, we were going to do that. And then
she's like, I'll just start my own. I won't pay you all a franchise fee.
I told her to start her. Basically. But no, because I wanted my sister, I mean, we could have franchised it, but I wanted my sister to reap those rewards.
Sure.
And I didn't want her to have to pay me for it.
Sure.
So I kind of helped her and helped coach and mentor her as well.
That's fun.
And we even went there and trained her and trained some of her team. And she came to our office here in Johnson City and trained on the office end. And
that's fun.
So
how many people are on your team here?
Or
staff? How many folks do you have working with you?
It's like 20. 24.
Sounds kind of like 24, 25.
Well, we're getting ready to go on a vacation. And I do have an operations coordinator, and she keeps hiring people. So I think the last count was 24.
Yeah. Well, and nowadays you just got to keep coming. People get new jobs, and when you get that big, you've got turnover, and so you got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I feel like we're really blessed, and I tell them this all the time because we do have technicians that have been there 4 years, 3 years, over a year.
They get care of them, and they'll stay for a long time.
Yeah, and that is our goal. But every now and then, I mean, not everybody does stay there that long, but that's always what we're striving for.
That's awesome. And again, how long have you guys been doing cleaning?
13. We started the cleaning part of it right at 2015.
Okay. Now, you all love to give away some stuff too with your time and your services, right? Tell me about Cleaning for a Reason.
Cleaning for a Reason is a national nonprofit who was founded by Debbie Sardone, who is also one of my business coaches and mentors.
Nice.
Out of Texas. And what it is, that's where I forget my words. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm so glad it's alive. So what we do through the Cleaning for a Reason program is we donate cleanings to people that are going through cancer treatment.
Gotcha.
They get one cleaning a month for 2 months.
Okay.
And that's real important for them to focus on their health.
Sure.
And so that nonprofit was started in 2006. And even if anybody's listening to this that doesn't live in this area, there's about 1,400 cleaning companies that are
That's awesome.
with it.
Yeah.
So more than likely you can find one in that area. And my direct experience was with cancer was when my mom had it. Like I had known of people that were battling this, but watching my mom, somebody that loved to, keep her house clean and tidy. And I remember being there one night and she was doing the dishes and she was halfway through and she's like, I can't.
Can't do it anymore.
And she had to go lay down because once it hit her.
She was done. Yeah.
Yeah. And some people think, sometimes it's like, well, it's just cleaning, but you want that clean environment. Everybody should have that clean environment, but when you're going through something like that, you really need that clean environment. So we go in.
It's a good way to love on people.
Yeah. And I'm like trying to not cry right this minute.
Let it all out. No, it's good.
Yeah. If I could do that and solely do that and make a living off of that, I would. But that's how much and how important it is to me. And our teams that go in and do it, we had a technician a couple of weeks ago that did a clean for one of the people that went through cleaning for a reason, and she was like, I just love doing that for them. I love doing that. And at the end of the day, we really, that's our mission.
Yeah.
It's just to help those people.
Yeah. I think that's what we're on the planet for, right?
Yeah.
If everybody was helping each other, it'd be an easy spot.
Exactly. And so, and once a year, we've done it twice, and we'll have another one coming up. We didn't get to do it this year because we got so busy. It was like the wild, wild west this year. And our business is what we call it. But we do have like a gala once a year too.
Oh, fun.
That helps raise money for that.
And how did you guys get connected with Cleaning for a Reason? Where'd that?
I actually had seen it. I think I said, you know what? I don't remember. I saw it somewhere online
TV or something.
Because this was before that I was involved in that coaching program and mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
And I had seen it online, and I researched it because I spend a lot of time researching things because I don't want to just jump into something if it's not legitimate. And I researched, and then in 16 or 17, I was like, we're doing this. We are giving back to these people. That this community just took us in and welcomed us. We're going to do the same thing.
That's awesome. I love it. So running a small business, what would be some tips for some people, especially like a cleaning business? Well, I mean, since you've done it and grown it, you've had some maybe hiccups, difficulties, struggles, wins, successes. Give us some tips and tricks.
Oh, for running a small business.
What's something you do really well, you think, in that realm?
Cry.
Aw.
No, I'm just kidding. I go home at the end of the day and cry. No, I'm just kidding. Running a small business, especially if you're going to have a team of employees, one of my tips is to build your leadership skills. Get a mentor. Get a coach. It doesn't even have to be designed around the cleaning industry.
Agreed. Yeah.
That was one thing that when I started hiring employees, I had no idea. I was like, okay, here you go. Clean a house. Go clean. I need you to go clean this house. Just do it good. Where I have been able to learn and develop those leadership skills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on them every single day. And just building those systems and processes. Like we have a training program that they go through now. Like we don't just willy-nilly it. But this is a funny story. My husband used to always tell me, when we have employees, we need to go ahead and put this in the handbook. Put this in the handbook.
Yeah.
I said, I am never going to have a handbook. I'm not doing that to people. And then we had somebody show up in like a cami tank top and short shorts to an office cleaning. And I was like, here's the first piece of the handbook. Here you go. Let's do it.
Here's what you can wear, what you can't wear.
I was like, that's okay. Funny. So now we have a dress code. But, just like I said, having that leadership. Because if you have a team, if you have employees, they do like that structure. And they want that structure of a handbook. I mean, you can do it and not be aggressive.
And you've got it all on paper. And so it's easy to document, You didn't do what what the handbook says and how we've trained you, then you can.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're good.
But my big thing too, if I had known, I didn't even hire like a business coach or mentor till 2021, and we'd been doing this for a long time, and that was really a game changer and a mindset shift. And I know we've got a bunch of great local ones too.
Uh-huh.
So, and that's what
It's cool that you can learn. I mean, find somebody for a specific industry though, and they've been through the trenches already.
And sometimes it's good to have one for that specific industry, and then maybe have one that's not in that industry, and kind of combine them. So that'd be my biggest take away what I've learned. And not to expect perfection.
Yes. Don't expect perfection for sure. Where do you see Green Meadow going? Like how big are you going to grow it?
That is something that we talk about a lot with our office. It's going to go exactly wherever God wants it to go and leads it to go.
Yeah.
So some people have dreams and visions of it being, of their businesses being super big.
Sure.
As long as we are good and solid and we have quality, like I'm in no rush to grow it.
Right.
Super big. I mean, I want to grow.
Yeah.
But I would like to see it grow big enough where I can do more stuff to give back to the community.
Gotcha.
Like can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, of course.
Many years ago when my kids were smaller, we struggled a lot, like a lot of people do. And I can remember one day, I guess I had to like borrow and beg the electric company, like I need to pay this bill.
Got to pay my light bill.
And so we were on the way to the electric company. This is before I ever thought about a business. We were on the way there to pay them. And I told John, my husband, I said, if I'm ever in a position to randomly pay people's bills, as long as they're, they're working and they're trying to do their part, I'm going to do it.
Isn't that fun?
It is. And I'm still not quite in that position where I can randomly do it. But even with our team members, we pay a very well living wage.
Yeah.
And if we grow big enough, I can do more of that for even just people in our community. We're big big into helping nonprofits. Mm-hmm. We donate to nonprofits, local ones, constantly also. And then Honor Flight of the Appalachians. Honor Flight of the Appalachians. I was trying to remember the exact way they word it. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is. They take veterans to like DC to see the memorials.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff like that. And the veterans love it. So they just did a big thing at Winged Deer Park a couple weeks ago.
Neat.
And we actually had a boat where we paddled and raced, and it was a fundraiser.
Oh, yeah.
For the honor flight. So we love doing things like that. And so, like I said, wherever God leads it, and that's what we'll do, and then we'll give back.
I love it. And giving back is great. What are some of the services you guys offer?
So, of course, we do the office cleaning, but with the residential cleaning services, we do, you can do a one-time deep clean. If you're moving in or out, we've had a lot of that. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to say the word, but back in 2020.
I remember that.
That's what kept us afloat. We were actually still doing maintenance and painting too, but all the people that moved here, like we did all the move-ins, we did the move-outs.
And they're like,
and that's what saved us, because we actually lost like 80% of our residential clients, and nobody wanted anybody in or out. Yeah. And then offices were closing, so that was, we didn't get to do that. Yeah. So we do we can do the deep cleans, the move-in, move-out cleanings. We can sign you up for a weekly, bi-weekly, every 4-week cleaning.
What are some of the price points for this kind of stuff? Because I'm just curious. I'm sure our listeners are too.
It varies.
Depends on the size of the house, right?
It does. There's a lot of variables there, so it depends on the square footage of the house, because we do our pricing based on that. Mm-hmm. It also depends on, do you live by yourself or do you have 8 people living in your house? Right. And then it also depends on the frequency. Yeah. So it's really hard to kind of put a number on it.
Just call you and get an estimate.
Yeah. And it's really super simple to get an estimate. That's good. You can go on our website, request a quote, and someone will reach out to you. They'll get those few basic things and give you a price. Then there's, or you can call. You can even text our office.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So there's several ways to get a quote, get an estimate, and we try to work with people, because sometimes the prices if people tell us they're not in our budget, like we can take off a room. We have a lot of people with larger homes. They'll rotate it. We'll do like one floor this week, one floor the next week.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And that keeps it in their budget as well.
I gotcha.
And because, I tell people all the time, we have our clients have one of three main things typically in common. They don't have time to do it. They've got ball games. They're
busy.
They're in their
Schedule.
career. They're busy. They can't do it. They have physical limitations. We have a lot of people that actually they'll call us for their parents. Or they just don't want to do it. They'd rather be out here hiking on one of these beautiful trails
than
climbing a mountain, going to a restaurant.
Yeah, because if you've got a decent sized house, it's a couple hours at least to get it good and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then do you guys do windows and all that stuff too?
We do interior windows. We don't do exterior windows often. Well, once we open that window and start doing exterior windows, it becomes an exterior service.
Gotcha.
And we like to, and for us to do it, it's actually probably going to
cost more than doing it if you hire somebody or.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we like to save things like that and carpet cleaning for the people that are experts in that field.
I like that. So you just collaborate with those folks.
Yes. And we have a sheet of partners that we will refer back and forth.
That's handy. Yeah. It's good to have a good network. It sends you business and you send them business.
It is. And a lot of times we can coordinate with each other. So like we have a organizing company that we work with, and we, if she's organizing that day, we can kind of work it out. So we know
we'll be cleaning the next day. Yeah.
Or carpet cleaners. We work that out too. If somebody needs all that done. So, and a lot of times we'll work that schedule out amongst ourselves so the client doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because they got enough to do or they wouldn't be calling us to begin with.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. How can our listeners connect with you guys? What's the best way to reach out to get a quote?
So the best way would be to call our office.
Number?
423-207-0268. Can also go on our website at www.greenmeadowcleaning.com.
Greenmeadowcleaning.com.
And it takes literally 15 seconds just to put in that information.
That's cool.
Now I will say we don't do instant quotes online. I know some people do, and I think that's great, but we can't get really a feel for you or what it is that you're needing if we do that. Plus there's safety issues with that.
Sure.
So, because safety is on the top of our core value list.
Yeah. And for somebody to be able to throw out a number, and you may keep your house neat as a pin, but you may live like a little piggy too. So you just never.
We've seen it all.
And
we don't judge.
I've seen it all too. Sometimes I do judge a little bit. I shouldn't, but if you've got an animal and you can't pick up their waste in your house.
Okay, now
I judge a little bit there. I shouldn't.
Different.
So I'm sorry, people, whoever you were in that house years ago. I was like, good grief.
Yeah, you've probably seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. Yeah, thousands of houses. Probably, gosh, yeah. I've been in tons of. Anything you're working on right now that you want to share with us besides just the cleaning for a reason?
I'm not working on anything right now.
What are you excited about? Like a year from now, you come back on the podcast and you're like, this is what happened last year. John and I went, I don't know, maybe you want to go to Paris or something.
Well, it's interesting you say that. We're actually, so again, the support of the community, and people need to understand when we started this business, we didn't have anything. Like we were donating plasma to make ends meet. Like it was wild.
Sure.
So we are actually getting ready to leave tomorrow.
Where are you?
We're going to a cleaning industry conference in San Diego.
Oh, cool.
And we decided we have amazing people in our office and amazing technicians. We're so comfortable for the first
keep it rolling.
For the first time ever. So thanks to Johnson City community for helping us with this. We're going to drive to San Diego. So we can stop and see things that we've never been able to see or visit before. So that's going to be exciting.
That is exciting.
We've never been able to do that. And I mean, we couldn't do it without the support of everybody here and our teams.
That'll be fun.
This will be fun. I have a little bit of car anxiety, but it'll be fun. And we did, so I guess, and we did in April, We were recognized in Dallas with about there was 500 other cleaning companies there, but we were recognized as being one of the top 1% cleaning companies in the nation.
That's awesome.
So maybe next year we'll be even a little bit further.
You come back and you're the top cleaning company in the country. Something like that.
There's a lot of great companies out here. I'm not going to say that.
There are a lot of great companies.
I'm not going to say that.
You know, it's okay to toot your horn if somebody else votes you that does the dust. So, yeah.
But yeah, it's so yeah, I'm excited to take that little trip and be able to drive it, and
that'll be fun.
We'll see how I go.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any tips and tricks for people who are cleaning their own house? Because you've cleaned tons of houses. You've learned like, oh, Windex with ammonia is the worst, or, you know, water. I don't know. You just give us some kind of, what's your one cleaning hack you can share with our audience?
One cleaning hack. Oh my God.
Or maybe two cleaning hacks. I don't know. Maybe you got something else.
Okay. So the first one I'm going to have, I might have a couple. Because one's really super important, especially with social media and the trends that go around, is whatever cleaning solutions you decide to use, please read the labels. Do not mix them with everything else.
Sure.
I'm seeing a lot of that, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Because those people, it can really be hazardous.
Oh, yeah.
So that there's that one. Oh gosh.
What's the best way to clean a window? Because without leaving any streaks, because that just drives me bananas.
The best way to call a cleaning service.
Yeah, I love it. Call it, doesn't matter. They'll come do it. I've heard like using newspaper work. Sometimes I'm like,
you can use newspaper, but what we do, we really love, especially if it doesn't have a lot of pains in it, is really using the squeegee.
Oh yeah.
And actually, that's a tip for even in the showers.
Yeah.
Use that squeegee to get those waters out.
Yeah.
Windows. I can give you all the tips in the world on windows. Don't let them be hot. Don't let them do it when the sun's not beating on them, for one, because that's going to leave streaks.
Yeah, because it's so hot, it's evaporating. Yep. Leaving that residue on there.
It's going to leave streaks. It's best to do those if it's like
cooler.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely. But my other big thing, and that I stress to people all the time, because we see it so often, and I even do it, is if it's been a bad week and I haven't been able to clean everything, and I go in and I see every room's a mess, I get overwhelmed, and I'm like, I can't do this again.
Forget it. We'll do it next week.
Just focus on that one room at a time. It's okay. It's not going to all get done in a day. I mean, we can get it all done in a day because, it's going to take you 10 hours. We're going to send a team.
Right.
So, but those are my big things, because people do, they get really overwhelmed with it.
Gotcha. That's good. Those are good tips.
And windows are just, I don't really have any good tips for windows. You might want to leave that part out of it.
No, you're good.
No, because I struggle with
They're hard.
Windows. They are hard. If I had a window, I could show you better than I could tell you on that.
Gotcha. Well, you can just come over to my house and show me how to do them all.
Okay, sure.
And then next time I'll know how to do it.
Funny thing, we've had several people reach out to us.
Teach me how to clean my house.
Yes. I'm considering that.
I think it's a lost art. Yeah.
Well, I had one young lady, she messaged because apparently her boyfriend was never taught how to clean. Could we help? And then we had somebody else that one of their parents had passed away, and that parent was the one that always cleaned the house. And they were like, if you could just help us.
Well, and maybe the people who grew up with people like you guys coming in and cleaning the house, they didn't have to clean it, right? They're out playing basketball, doing all that stuff or whatever. They don't know how to do that. They're like, oh, we're just clean all the time. We have this lovely company that come in once a week and knock it out.
And that's, and you're exactly right. And that's why.
And then they grow up and they're like, I don't know,
Even on my social media from time to time, like today, I just put a little video up there.
Yeah.
With the words, checklist for cleaning your bedroom.
There you go.
Checklist for cleaning. I think I did a bathroom a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people, they don't know. And a lot of people, we hear this a lot in our industry too. It's not a skilled trade. We hear that a lot.
I think,
And
that's because they haven't done it.
exactly. And then, but we also have to know the different types of surfaces, like granite and marble. You can't use just anything to clean those.
Right.
But
yeah, no, it is an art.
I totally lost
It's
my
an
train of
art
thought
that
on
I
that
think you need to teach people. I think that's a great idea. You could say, hey, we have cleaning class 101, and if he wants to come clean with you and teach you how to do it, we can do that. And maybe a little bit more because it's going to take you longer, right? Because it's all on time.
Yeah. My daughter sent me, and you can cut me off when you need to,
Mm-mm.
but my daughter, a while back, it's been like a year ago, she doesn't live here, but she had hired a service to come in. She had just had a baby. And the things that she wanted done actually wasn't even done. So she was upset about that. And she called, I actually have the recording still on my phone because I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it for social media one day. She was like, just tell me what kind of tools and stuff I need to clean.
Then I can
and I'll just do it myself. And not because she wasn't taught how to clean. She does. But
she might have known how to do it.
But there are different tools and things that will help you with that.
Yeah, that's fun. What gets you super excited, like fired up, like, whoa, let's go?
Oh, my God.
She's like, I don't know that I get fired up like that. John, you're going to have to get her fired up on this trip.
I used to, and then I reached over 50 and like nothing excites me anymore. Oh gosh, what fires me up? So, what does fire me up? That's really thought-provoking, Colin.
You're gonna have to dig deep. Guess what? You've got 2 weeks probably of drive time to San Diego and your conference to think about that. You and John can just have this, what fires us up thought, and like talk about that on the way to Kansas, all the way to Colorado, and you'll just have a good time thinking about it.
Because I love, oh gosh.
Are you going to swing by the Grand Canyon while you're there?
Yes.
Now, I haven't been, but I'm going to say that's going to get me fired up. Mitch has been out there a bunch. He grew up not too far, and I bet it's beautiful. He's shaking his head like, yes, it is.
I'm really excited about that because I've looked at some videos and stuff like the different areas, and even Utah, and I'm like, this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
But what does excite me, what fires me up, one of the things that immediately came to my head though was helping. I know it sounds so cliche. I was trying to think of a different word, but helping other people.
Yeah.
Whether it's my children, my grandchildren, seeing them fires me up. And I wish I could get there to see them more. And I'm hoping we'll see how this trip goes. I know my team is going to do fabulous. Maybe it's a stepping stone to be able to do that. But seeing them and just seeing people smile and being able to make somebody smile and
make somebody's day. Gets me fired up.
John will tell you that doesn't excite me. I get going with that. I'm like, oh yes, we made their day.
There you go. Yeah. So go out and make somebody's day every day and get fired up. I think that's a great way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
I love it. Well, thank you for donating time to folks who need a cleaning and helping them through their cancer treatments. I think that's awesome. Through your cleaning for a reason, and then what you do for the community. I mean, you're hiring people, you're building a business, you're putting dollars into the economy, and that just allows people to have restaurants and sell pizzas to these folks and do all this stuff. And you're keeping our area clean too. So that's a blessing. So thank you for all you do. Thanks for coming on the podcast. It was great to meet you. I wish you well, and I'm looking forward to hearing about the Grand Canyon when you get back.
I will be sure to let you know.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, it'll be awesome. And be careful driving across the country. That's going to be fun now.
Well, John, fortunately, he used to be an over-the-road truck driver, so never been out that direction though.
Okay. Well, he might not be fired up to be driving.
He might not be.
Or he might get fired up.
He'll be fine if I go to sleep.
Oh, there you go. That's right.
I'm like that little helper. I'll let him know when there's brake lights. I'll let him know when.
I told Carly that the other day. Like the comedian is like, I have a helper when I got married. Yeah, the light. She tells me when the light's green. Oh, it's so funny. I love it.
I tell him when it's red.
Well, we need our helpers. They're our better halves and a lot, and just keep us out of trouble. Yep. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. Thanks for being a part of a great conversation. Until next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carter Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to come hang out with Green Meadow Cleaning, have them clean your house after we sell you one, I'd love to help you do that. Help you find a house, and then as soon as you move in, we'll get it cleaned up, so it'll be good. And then if you want to build wealth in real estate, I don't know, do you guys own real estate and rent it out?
We used to.
Okay.
We actually had a couple rental properties a few years ago and owned them.
Well, let's get back into that game. I'll help you buy some rentals. You guys know how to keep them clean, and it's a great passive way of making money. So
It is.
yeah, we'd love to help anybody doing that. We manage a ton of property. We got a great guy, Millard Silverio, who is just awesome. So he's our property manager. But anyway, hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, I'm Colin, and this is Erica.
Thank you.
Thank you.